Welcome back to the lesson. In this video, we're going to be discussing about how to remove list items using the remove, pop, del, and clear constructors or methods. So right here, we have a list with 3 items. And if we now go ahead and run our script, we're going to be presented with our list items. So now let's go ahead and see how we can go about removing our list item using one of these built-in functions and keywords. So let's go ahead and start with the remove method. So to remove our list item using the remove method, all we need to do is to go ahead and specify our list name. Say mine list, for example, and then say .remove. And within our parentheses, we're going to go ahead and specify the exact item name that we wanted to remove. In this case, let's say we wanted to remove cherry. Okay, so now we should have the element cherry removed from our list called my list. Now if I should go ahead and run our script, as you can see, we do not have cherry anymore because we have removed it using one of the built-in method called remove and specifying the exact same elements that we wanted to remove, which is cherry in this our case. So that's exactly how easy it is for us to remove our element or items from our list. So now as you can see, cherry only appears once inside of our list and we have successfully removed it. So what if, let's say for instance, the element we wanted to remove using the remove default or built-in method appears multiple times inside of our list? Will all the cherries inside of our list be removed using the remove method? Or what will happen if the element that we wanted to remove appears multiple times inside of our list? For instance, let's say we have another cherry right here before. Let's come over here and say cherry. There's a typo here, cherry, something like this. Alright, as you can see, cherry do appear twice inside of our list. So in this case, the remove method is going to remove the first occurrence of the elements that we wish to remove. For instance, now the remove constructor is going to only remove the first occurrence of our cherry right here and ignore the last one. So it's just like the method will go through our list and search for cherry, and once it meets a match in the first occurrence, it's going to stop searching and then remove the first occurrence of the element that we specified in our remove function parameter. So now let me actually go ahead and comment this line of code. Now before the removal of cherry, let's go ahead and run our program. As you can see, we have cherry, apple, banana, and cherry. Cherry appears twice inside of our list. Now if I go ahead and uncomment this line of code and now say I wanted to remove cherry, now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, the first occurrence of our cherry is removed, but the last one still exists. So this is basically the idea of how the built-in remove function works in Python. And now let's go ahead and move to the second method, which is the pop method. So with the pop method, let's actually go ahead and comment this line of code. So the pop method basically accepts the items index. In order for you to remove items using the pop method, you need to specify the index, unlike the remove method. So let's go ahead and do that. Now let's come over here and say my list dot pop, and within our function we need to pass a parameter which is going to be the index of the exact same elements that we wanted to remove. So for instance, let's go ahead and say we wanted to remove the last cherry right here. So the last cherry is with index 3, I believe, because it always starts from index 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and now specify our index. Let's say index 3. Now our last cherry right here should be removed. So our list should be cherry, apple, banana. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, the last cherry is removed. The last element with index 3 is removed. Now we have cherry, apple, banana. Alright, now let's go ahead and try changing the index right here. Let's say we wanted to remove index 1, which is apple in this case. So now we should have cherry, banana, and cherry. So let's go ahead and now run our script. As you can see, cherry, banana, cherry. Alright, so friend, let's go ahead and now remove the indexing. Let's say we just use the pop method without specifying any index. We're basically not giving it the exact element to remove. So in this case, it's going to remove the last element. Now let me first of all go ahead and remove the duplicates right here. So let's go ahead and leave only one cherry. So as you can see, we only have 3 items: apple, banana, and cherry. Now calling the pop method alone without specifying the index to remove is going to remove the last element inside of our list. So now let's go ahead and run our program. As you can see, we only have apple and banana. Our last element, which is cherry right here, is removed. So friend, that's basically all about the pop method. Now let's go ahead and move to the del keyword, the delete keyword. Let's go ahead and comment this line of code. Let me give more room for us to work. Alright, now with the delete keyword, we can simply go ahead to delete an individual element by specifying the index of that element or deleting the entire list. So let's go ahead and see for ourselves. So to use the del keyword, all we need to do, we need to call the keyword first, del, and then call our list name, and then specify our square bracket and say we wanted to delete element with index, let's say 0, in this case, which is apple. And now if you go ahead and run our program, you're going to see we will be left only with a list with banana and cherry, because we are simply targeting the element with the 0 index, which is apple, and we said we wanted to remove it. We wanted to eliminate that using the del keyword. So now let's go ahead and run our program. As you can see, we are left with only a list with banana and cherry because we are deleting the 0 index element. Same thing if we specify, let's say 1, we are removing banana, so we'll have only a list of apple and cherry. Now let's go ahead and run our script. As you can see, apple and cherry. So this is basically how we use the delete keyword. And by simply leaving out the indexing, let's go ahead and remove the square bracket. We are simply deleting the entire list from memory. Now this will run us into an error if we were to run our script, because we are simply erasing the entire list. It's not like we are removing the element of the list, but the list itself, we are terminating it completely. So in this case, our list that we try to print does not exist. And if we now try to run our script, we're going to run into an error because the list does not exist. As you can see, the name of my list is not defined. So you need to be careful while using the del keyword. So now as you can see, we are only able to remove an individual element using one of this method that we've used previously, the remove, pop, and the delete. And also with the delete keyword, we can simply go ahead and delete the entire list. So what if we do not want to delete the entire list from memory, but rather we wanted to clear everything inside our list, meaning only the element, but we want the list to still be in existence? So how do we go about that? So that is exactly where the idea of using the clear method or constructor comes into action. So if you wanted to clear the list, if you wanted to clear the entire element inside of your list, but still want your list to remain in existence, we go ahead and use the clear method. So now let's go ahead and exemplify that as well. Now let's go ahead and comment this line of code because we don't want to delete our list from memory entirely. Now let's go ahead and now say, okay, we wanted to clear the element inside of our list. So all we need to do is call our list. So let's go ahead and say my list, like so, dot clear. Okay, and this simply clears our list element. Now we're going to be having an empty list because we flushed every element inside of our list using the clear method. So now if we go ahead and run our script, we're going to return an empty list. As you can see, our list is completely empty because we flushed every single element out of our list using the clear method. So friend, that's all about removing or deleting our list item in Python. As you can see, we've discussed about various methods or constructors that we can use to delete or remove our list items, such as the remove method, pop, delete keyword, and also the clear method. And I also hope everything is clear to you and that you enjoy this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.